Welcome to Discovery Dynamics, where curiosity meets excitement. Today, we're taking you on a journey through 50 fascinating facts that will spark your imagination and expand your horizons. American coffee consumption is over 60% of Americans drink coffee every day, with each person consuming an average of about 3 cups per day. This adds up to a staggering amount of water. Nearly 1.5 billion gallons of water are used daily just to brew coffee in the U.S. To put that into perspective, that's about the same amount of water that flows through the Mississippi River, one of the largest rivers in the country, every hour. The process of growing coffee beans requires a significant amount of water, too, as it takes about 37 gallons of water. Bees have a unique way of communicating with each other, known as the waggle dance. When a bee finds a source of nectar, it returns to the hive and performs a dance, waggling its abdomen in a figure-8 pattern. The angle and duration of the dance convey information about the direction and distance of the food source, allowing other bees to find it. This sophisticated communication helps ensure the hive's survival by efficiently guiding bees to resources. The bright orange carrots we know today were not always so common. Originally, carrots were purple, yellow, or white, with the orange variety appearing in the 17th century. The orange carrots were bred in the Netherlands as a tribute to the royal House of Orange. Before that, the purple variety was most widely cultivated and consumed in Europe and Asia, and it wasn't until the cultivation of the orange variety that carrots became more familiar to us today. A group of owls is called a parliament. This name is thought to reflect the wise and dignified nature associated with owls in folklore. Owls are often seen as symbols of wisdom and are known for their solemn, thoughtful expressions. The term parliament likely arose because of their tendency to gather in quiet, orderly groups, especially when roosting in trees or other secluded places. Their nocturnal hunting habits and mysterious presence contribute to their reputation as creatures of great insight. For centuries, bloodletting was a standard treatment for various ailments, from the common cold to more serious conditions like fevers and infections. Doctors believed that by removing blood, they could balance the body's humors and restore health. This practice persisted well into the 19th century until it was eventually replaced by more effective treatments based on a better understanding of human biology and the causes of disease. Notably, George Washington, the first U.S. president, died after a bloodletting procedure. The tongue of a blue whale can weigh up to 4,000 pounds, 1,800 kilograms, which is roughly the size of an adult elephant. Despite the whale's massive size, its tongue is just one of many fascinating adaptations that help it filter massive amounts of water and food as it feeds on tiny krill. The whale's immense size, including its tongue, plays a crucial role in its feeding habits. Mata Hari, a Dutch dancer, became one of the most famous spies of World War I, accused of passing secrets to Germany while possibly working for France. But during World War II, the Abwehr, Nazi Germany's military intelligence, had its own network of spies, some of whom were duped by double agents like Juan Pujol Garcia, codenamed Garbo, who misled the Nazis with false information. These secretive maneuvers played a crucial role in shaping the outcome of the wars, with spies often manipulating entire armies without them ever knowing the truth. An interesting fact about the Trinity College Library in Dublin is that it is home to the Book of Kells, one of the most famous and beautifully illuminated manuscripts in the world. This historic library, established in 1592, holds over 6 million books and is renowned for its long room, a stunning, barrel-vaulted space lined with towering shelves and marble busts of famous scholars. The library also has one of the oldest surviving collections in Ireland, with manuscripts dating back to the 9th century. A single lightning bolt can contain enough energy to cook 100,000 slices of toast. Lightning bolts can carry up to 1 billion volts of electricity, releasing an enormous amount of energy in a split second. This intense burst of power can be enough to toast an extraordinary number of slices, demonstrating the immense force behind nature's electrical phenomenon. In Death Valley, during rare rainstorms, the combination of rain and the valley's dry, compacted surface can create mud puddles that move around due to flash flooding. As the ground is often too hard to absorb the water quickly, the rainwater collects in low-lying areas, forming temporary puddles. However, when flash floods occur, the rushing water can cause these mud puddles to shift and spread across the desert floor. The floodwaters move the mud in unpredictable patterns, reshaping the landscape and sometimes creating new channels or paths. Lightning is a powerful force of nature, with each bolt carrying the energy to heat the surrounding air to temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. This extreme heat causes the air to expand rapidly, creating the characteristic thunder we hear. Lightning also plays a vital role in the nitrogen cycle by converting atmospheric nitrogen into compounds that can be absorbed by plants as nutrients. The vastness of the ocean is truly awe-inspiring when compared to the landmass of our planet. Oceans cover about 71% of the Earth's surface, with an estimated volume of 1.332 billion cubic kilometers of water. In comparison, Earth's total land area only spans about 29%, highlighting the immense size of the world's oceans. Interestingly, the ocean's depths are still largely unexplored, with more than 80% of the underwater world remaining a mystery. A striking comparison between the weight of all the ants on Earth and the weight of all humans provides an eye-opening perspective on the abundance of life. Scientists estimate that the total biomass of ants on Earth is roughly equal to, or even surpasses, the total biomass of humans. There are about 20 quadrillion individual ants on Earth, inhabiting nearly every landmass, from jungles to deserts. In contrast, the global human population is around 8 billion. While many people associate the moon with a silvery glow, it can actually appear in a variety of colors depending on the atmospheric conditions. For instance, during a blood moon or total lunar eclipse, the moon often takes on a dramatic reddish hue. This happens because Earth's atmosphere scatters shorter wavelengths of light, like blue, and allows longer wavelengths, like red, to pass through, casting a reddish light on the moon. Additionally, the moon can appear orange or yellow when it's near the horizon, due to the scattering of light through a thicker portion of the atmosphere. The inventor of the Segway tragically passed away while riding one of his own creations. Jimmy Heselden, the owner of the company that manufactured the Segway, died in 2010 after losing control of the device and falling into a ravine. Despite being a passionate supporter of the Segway, his death served as an ironic twist, as it was caused by the very invention he had helped to popularize. While many people think of avocados as a vegetable or even a fruit with a large pit, they are actually classified as a berry. In botanical terms, a berry is a fleshy fruit that develops from a single ovary and contains one or more seeds. Avocados fit this definition, as they develop from a single ovary and contain a large seed in the center. This makes them a true berry, despite their savory taste and culinary use. Baking soda is commonly used to absorb odors in the home. Its chemical properties allow it to neutralize acidic and alkaline odors, making it effective for eliminating smells in refrigerators, shoes, and carpets. It works by binding to odor molecules and absorbing them, rather than just masking the smell. However, like onions, it's best to replace baking soda after a while, as it can lose its effectiveness over time when it becomes saturated with odors. Beavers play a vital role in their habitats by building dams that create ponds and wetlands. These dams slow down the flow of rivers and streams, leading to the formation of waterlogged areas that provide habitats for various plant and animal species. Beavers also help in soil erosion control and water purification. Their dam-building behavior creates an environment that supports biodiversity, benefiting species like fish, birds, and insects, making beavers essential for maintaining healthy ecosystems. Wet wipes were invented in the 1950s and originally marketed to travelers. The first version of these convenient cleaning cloths was created by Arthur Julius, who used modified soap and fabric machines to produce them. They quickly gained popularity for their practicality, initially in restaurants and later in households. Today, wet wipes are used for everything from personal hygiene and cleaning to makeup. Charles Osborne, an American man, had a continuous bout of hiccups that lasted for 68 years, from 1922 to 1990. He reportedly hiccuped around 40 times a minute, totaling over 430 million hiccups during his lifetime. Despite numerous attempts to stop the hiccups, including medical treatments, they only ceased unexpectedly in 1990, shortly before his death, making his case the longest recorded episode of hiccups in history. The wood frog, native to North America, has a remarkable ability to survive freezing temperatures. During winter, these frogs enter a state of suspended animation by allowing their bodies to freeze completely. They produce a natural antifreeze, which prevents their organs from freezing. When temperatures rise in the spring, they thaw out and resume their normal activities as if nothing had happened, making them one of the few animals capable of surviving. The human tongue can distinguish between at least 1 trillion different tastes. While we are commonly aware of the basic tastes, sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami, research suggests that the human tongue is capable of detecting over 1 trillion distinct flavors. Our taste buds work together with the sense of smell to create a rich and complex experience of flavor, allowing us to identify and appreciate a wide variety of foods. Humans share an astonishing 98% of their DNA with chimpanzees, making us their closest living relatives. This genetic overlap reveals how remarkably similar we are to these primates, from our cognitive abilities to our physical traits. Despite the small 2% difference, this tiny genetic gap accounts for all the distinguishing features that set humans apart, including our ability for complex language, advanced problem solving, and unique emotional expressions. Some species of sharks can live without food for months. Certain species of sharks, like the Greenland shark, have an extraordinary ability to survive without eating for extended periods. In some cases, these sharks can go for up to 6 months without food, relying on their slow metabolism and ability to use stored energy. This remarkable survival tactic helps them endure harsh conditions in the deep ocean. The word robot comes from a play by Karel Čapek. The term robot was first introduced in 1920 in the science fiction play Rossum's Universal Robots by Czech writer Karel Čapek. In the play, robots were artificial, human-like beings created to serve humans, but they eventually revolt. Did you know that the word duvet comes from the French word for down, referencing the soft feathers used as filling? Originally invented in rural Europe, duvets were crafted to keep people warm during harsh winters without the need for heavy blankets. Today, they are filled with various materials, from down and feathers to synthetic fibers, making them suitable for different climates and preferences. Elephants can sleep standing up, but they need to lie down for REM sleep. Elephants are known to sleep while standing for short periods, usually during the day when they are resting. However, for deeper REM, rapid eye movement, sleep, which is crucial for brain health, elephants need to lie down. They typically sleep for only 2 to 4 hours a night, often in short bursts, as their large size requires them to be vigilant about their surroundings to avoid potential threats. Male penguins propose to their mates with a carefully chosen pebble. In a charming display of courtship, male penguins search high and low for the perfect pebble to present to their chosen female. This pebble, often the most prized in the area, is offered as a symbol of affection and a promise of partnership. If the female accepts the gift, they form a lifelong bond and use the pebble to help build their nest, ensuring a safe and secure environment for their future eggs. This unique ritual showcases the penguin's devotion and ingenuity, turning an ordinary stone into a symbol of love. Research has shown that plants can react to certain sounds, especially vibrations. When exposed to specific frequencies, like the sound of a buzzing bee or a gentle breeze, plants may alter their growth patterns. For example, some plants will increase their production of nectar in response to the sound of pollinators, helping them attract more insects. This fascinating ability highlights the intricate ways in which plants interact with their environment. The word espresso is often misused as espresso. In Italian, espresso refers to the method of brewing coffee by forcing hot water through finely ground coffee beans, creating a strong, concentrated shot of coffee. The word espresso comes from the Latin expressus, meaning pressed out. The common mispronunciation espresso is a mistake, as the ex does not appear in the original Italian, and it actually refers to the speed and the process, not the express nature of the coffee. The heaviest hailstone ever recorded weighed 2.25 pounds. This monstrous hailstone fell in Vivian, South Dakota, in 2010, and was the size of a soccer ball. Hailstones of this size are extremely rare and form under intense thunderstorms with strong updrafts that allow them to grow to extreme sizes before falling to the ground. This massive hailstone holds the world record for the largest in terms of weight, showcasing the power of severe weather conditions. Crows can recognize human faces and remember them for years. Crows are incredibly intelligent birds capable of associating human faces with specific actions or events. Studies have shown that they can remember individuals who pose a threat to them and will react to those people with caution, even years later. Conversely, they can also remember humans who are kind or non-threatening, which highlights their advanced cognitive abilities and social intelligence. The first phone book ever published only had 50 names. The first telephone directory was created in 1878 by the Connecticut Telephone Company. It was a single sheet of paper that listed 50 names and phone numbers, mostly of businesses and a few residents. The concept of a telephone book grew exponentially as the use of telephones spread, eventually leading to the thick directories we see today. 1 teaspoon of water contains approximately 1.5 billion water molecules. Water molecules are incredibly small, and even a tiny drop or teaspoon contains an astounding number of them. This fact highlights the immense scale of molecular structures in even the smallest amounts of matter, illustrating how science can uncover the complexity of everyday substances we often take for granted. Koalas sleep up to 22 hours a day. Koalas are known for their long sleep cycles, mainly due to their diet of eucalyptus leaves, which are low in nutrients and require a lot of energy to digest. This extended rest period allows them to conserve energy while their bodies process the tough, fibrous leaves. Giraffes have the same number of neck bones as humans. Despite their long necks, giraffes have just 7 neck vertebrae, the same number as humans. However, each vertebra in a giraffe's neck is much longer, which contributes to their towering height. This remarkable adaptation allows them to reach high branches while maintaining a relatively light skeletal structure. People who consume beer are more likely to attract mosquitoes. Studies have shown that drinking beer can increase the likelihood of being bitten by mosquitoes. The exact reason is unclear, but it's believed that beer can elevate body temperature or cause changes in the way a person emits carbon dioxide. You can't lick your elbow. Despite being a common challenge or party trick, most people physically cannot lick their own elbow. This is due to the length of the arm and the flexibility of the shoulder, making it nearly impossible for most individuals to reach their elbow with their tongue. Leeches were commonly used in medicine for a practice known as iridotherapy. Doctors believed that leeches could remove bad blood and balance bodily fluids, helping to treat conditions like infections, inflammation, and even mental health issues. Leeches were also used to relieve swelling and promote circulation, especially after surgeries. There's a tree in the Amazon rainforest that bleeds blue. The quaia tree, native to Brazil, secretes a bright blue sap when its bark is cut. The sap is used by indigenous people for various purposes, including making paint. The vibrant blue color is due to the presence of a natural pigment called anthocyanin, which is also found in blueberries and red cabbage. Cats can make over 100 different sounds. While dogs typically make around 10 different sounds, domestic cats are capable of producing more than 100 distinct vocalizations, including meows, purrs, hisses, and growls. Their ability to communicate so diversely helps them express a wide range of emotions and needs. Some refrigerators have built-in air purifiers. Many modern refrigerators, like those from brands such as LG and Samsung, are equipped with air purifying technology that uses filters or UV light to eliminate bacteria, odors, and airborne contaminants. This helps keep food fresher for longer by maintaining a cleaner and more hygienic environment inside the fridge, while also reducing the growth of mold or mildew. Ancient Egyptians often named their boats. In ancient Egypt, boats were considered vital for transportation and religious rituals, so they were given personal names, much like people. These names were inscribed on the boats, and they were often associated with gods, reflecting the belief that the boat had spiritual significance. Some boats were even believed to carry divine power, especially those used in sacred ceremonies or royal expeditions. Seahorses are actually fish, despite their horse-like appearance. Seahorses belong to the fish family, yet they have a unique body structure that sets them apart from other marine life. They are part of the family Syngnathidae, which also includes pipefish. Unlike most fish, male seahorses carry the eggs in a pouch, where they incubate them until they hatch. Despite their unusual appearance, seahorses are true fish, with gills and fins. The sky is black on Mars, even during the day. Unlike Earth, Mars has a very thin atmosphere, which doesn't scatter sunlight like ours does. As a result, the Martian sky appears reddish-brown at sunrise and sunset but black during the day, even though the sun is shining. This lack of atmospheric scattering leads to a stark contrast between the dusty Martian surface and the dark sky above, creating an eerie, alien environment. Tardigrades, also known as water bears, can survive in space. These microscopic creatures are incredibly resilient and can endure extreme conditions, including the vacuum and radiation of outer space. In a dormant state, tardigrades can withstand freezing, boiling, high pressures, and even exposure to the harsh conditions of space. They can remain in this state for years and revive when exposed to water, making them one of the toughest organisms on Earth. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. Sloths have a remarkable ability to hold their breath for up to 40 minutes by slowing their heart rate and reducing oxygen consumption. This allows them to stay submerged underwater for extended periods, which is especially useful when they need to cross rivers or avoid predators. In contrast, dolphins typically hold their breath for around 10 minutes. Spider silk is stronger than steel. Spider silk is one of the strongest natural materials known, capable of withstanding immense tension. In fact, if you compare its thickness to its strength, it is stronger than steel and tougher than Kevlar, the material used in bulletproof vests. Despite being incredibly light and thin, spider silk has extraordinary tensile strength, making it an amazing biological material. The first known written recipe is for bread. Dating back around 6,000 years, the ancient Sumerians also recorded a recipe for making bread on clay tablets. Bread was a staple food in many early civilizations, and this early recipe shows how fundamental baking horses can read human facial expressions. Horses are capable of recognizing and responding to human emotions by reading facial expressions. They can distinguish between happy and angry faces, and their behavior often changes depending on the expression they observe. This remarkable sensitivity helps horses form strong bonds with humans and respond to our emotional states. Human culture and survival, much like beer. Thanks for exploring these 50 incredible facts with Discovery Dynamics. We hope you learned something new and had as much fun as we did. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing discoveries. See you next time.